Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So today we will recreate this one here. And yeah, here I used the new particle system from Cinema 4D, but it would be possible without the particles as well, I think. Uh, yeah, when we would use a cloner and attract the clones to a surface with a collider and then a little turbulence, I think that would have the same effect. But I want to try it with the particles because it's very easy. So and yeah, okay, let's start here. What do? We need, you see here I have all my things what I normally need for the particles. And of course, we are in the version 24.4. And let's start with the sphere. So we have here the sphere. And then I want to make another sphere. This is the inner sphere. And the other sphere I want to make a little bigger because this will be our mesh emitter. Sphere outer. There we whoops. So, and to make a mesh emitter of my sphere outer, I simply select it and click here on the mesh emitter. You of course have everything here in the simulation thing. Here in the emitters you have everything you need. So yeah, outer sphere, and I click on mesh emitter, and you see this outer sphere is now in the mesh emitter. If it's not inside here, simply drag it in here. So I bring this down here. The next step is I want to make the outer sphere a little bigger, so 150, and I don't have to see it, so I just want it. And in the mesh emitter, the rate, I want a shot of 20 particles in this case. And let's say in the properties, I don't want any speed because I want the speed from the movement from the turbulence later on. Good. So when we hit play now, we should see some particles. Yep. See here, and these particles are exactly on the surface of our outer sphere here. Let's make the particles a little bigger so we see it better. So let's go to the properties here, down to the radius. Make the radius 5. You see they are not bigger now, but when we go in the particle group and you have here a draw radius, and when we activate this, we should have here the radius, but this is not really bigger. Whoop, 5 is okay. Whoop. Draw radius. Yeah, but I think we see it. We can make it, it doesn't matter how big the radius here is. Let's see. Ah, no, this was 5 is okay. Yeah, this is okay. Good. Now we want some movement in this, but first I want that the particles move only on the surface of the outer sphere. So what we need here is a surface attractor. So bring in a surface attractor, bring it down here. And the surface attract, to make the surface attract working, we have to put a collider tag on our outer sphere so that they interact. So I go and right click, and here in simulation tag, collider. That's important. So otherwise this surface attractor wouldn't see this outer sphere. And we need a little turbulence so that we can see it. So I need the turbulence after the surface attract. Here the order of operation is quite important. So if something doesn't work like you expected, simply change the order, and maybe then it works. So let's see, 10, 100, and frequency 50 or so. Let's see what we get. We have movement, but they don't stay on the surface. So let's bring this in so we see it a little better. They escape from the surface, I think. Yeah, here. So what can we do? We go to a surface attractor and the surface attract and make the strength bigger. So I go here to 1000. Try it now. And you see, okay, that looks much better. But they become faster and faster and faster and faster, these particles, you see. And this is something we don't want. So we can stop this, or we can make this, we can slow down this with a friction. So make a friction, bring it under our turbulence. Or we can bring the friction under the surface attractor, and then the turbulence. We can make it first we attract, then we make it slower everything, and then we make the turbulence. And the friction, let's say 20, and let's see what we get. Okay, that looks good, I think. Let's give us some more frames just to test for the testing. And hide now. We know now the particles stay on our sphere. So we can hide the outer sphere here. Let's save this and save it as a particle tracer tutorial. Okay, whoops. What here? Good. Let's see what we have. Whoop. Okay, that looks quite nice. You can change the distribution of the particles with when you go to a mesh emitter. In the emission, you have here a seed, and if you change the seed, it will always give the particles a different distribution here. You see, they are quite close together, and I don't really want this. I want it a little more. So we can try to bring them away from each other with a flock. Normally, you would use the flock here to bring them together. So, but in our case, I don't want the cohesion. I only want the separation strength. And then let's see, go here 20 centimeters. And that should bring them a little away from each other. Let's see, go here to 50. And you see, yes, that looks quite nice. Let's see if they still on our outer sphere. That looks good. Yeah, that looks very good. Save it. And this is what we need. I think we don't need any more. So the next thing is we want to use a tracer, and we connect all the particles with a tracer. But this mesh emitter, these are not the particles are in the particle group. So I select the particle group and create a tracer. And you see I have the particle group inside the tracer now. If you don't have it, just drag it in. So, and the tracer, then I want to connect the elements. So, and when I hit play, I should get the tracer. And this is a nice effect already. So, but I don't want that the tracer goes through the sphere. So I want that they go spherically around this thing. So to do so, we need some more points on our tracer. We have here just 2 points. You see, when we go to our tracer, we have the type linear and no intermediate points, but we need intermediate points. First is I go to B-spline, and this I prefer it. And here I go to uniform, and we already see, okay, it looks nice, but it's not round enough. So I go here quite high again, 200. So, and I want to close the spline here, the tracer spline. So, and when I hit play now, this should work, but it still intersects with the sphere. The next thing I do is I put as a child and spherify deformer as a child here. So we don't see nothing at the moment because we have no particles, so nothing to trace. So let's go one frame forward. Now we have this, and you see it goes around. And in the spherify, I want 150 centimeter, the strength of 100. So let's hide the spherify. And that looks quite interesting. And now nothing intersects anymore here. Let's hide the particles here. It looks nice. Okay, save it. The next step is we just put the tracer in a volume builder. So go to the tracer, and meanwhile, I think you know it. I have my own thing here, the volume builder mesher that makes everything at once. I hold my Alt key, click on it, and you see it makes a volume builder first, and then it makes a volume mesher. If you don't have it, or patrons can download these scripts, these little scripts I have here everywhere. This you can download everything on Patreon. And otherwise, you would take here first the volume builder, and then the volume mesher as parent of the volume builder. Good. Let's go to the volume builder, the tracer, and first of all, I want here a voxel, let's say 2. Okay. But you see these single spheres here, and we can avoid this with the density. Let's go up here. Now that's nice. And make this a little, let's say 8 or so. 8 seems to be nice. And we could smooth down this, but this smoother alone gives not really the shape I want. I want this more thin in the middle and so on. We could try this when we go here to the. We can here try to make the things, but this is not really what I want here. So yeah, and here scale by segment is off because otherwise it was. Let's see what it does. This is not what we want. So at least not what I want. I prefer here, we can use the smooth, of course we can use it, but first I want to see how it looks without. I simply give, as a child of the volume mesher, I put in a smoothing deformer. Here, whoop. And here I go up, you see stiffness 0, and I go with the iterations up. And this gives me the shape I want here. And when I disable here, the smoothing is this. When I enable, that looks not so bad. Go back to the yeah, that could be something I like. Go to the tracer, we can go here a little up with the radius and give it then more smoothing here. And we get a nice structure here. Yeah, that looks nice. Save it. And this still works all perfect. So and we get this nice movement here, which really looks nice, organic, and yeah, I really like it. Perfect. Save. So the next step is I want to displace my sphere, and I want that the displacer reacts to the structure here. So how can we do this? First of all, let's bring back the NB, the lines. We can put here and render tag and display tag on this guy here, so that we don't see the many lines and only on this inner sphere. And I want to work with the displacer here, and so I go here with the segments up. As more segments I have, as more details I get in my displacement. And yeah, bring a displacement under as a child of this inner sphere. We need some shading noise, wink. I hit an A now, this is okay. Then noise, which, first of all, I go to the, doesn't matter, world, object, this is, go to object here. Because mostly I use worlds. So and here let's find a nice noise, usually like Naki, and make this global scale. Yeah, that looks not bad. And I want the displacer to displace only outwards. So I go here to intensity, center to make it inwards and outwards, and just intensity go only out. And make this a little higher, so something like that. And you see, we could go up with the segments here, but what I want to do is I bring the sphere in a subdivision surface and then I displace the subdivision surface. So I bring this sphere in a subdivision surface. Of course, this makes it nice and smooth. But when I put the subdivision surface now in a null with Alt G, let's say this is the inner sphere, and bring the displacer under the inner sphere here. See, you get much more detail in here now. You could even put another subdivision surface on top of it, but I think this is not necessary. We can put, after the displacer, we can use smoothing. I do this now with the shift key. I hold the shift key, so that the displacer, the smoothing becomes here child, but I don't want it as a child, so I drag it out. I did this only because I don't have to search it on the top of it and bring it back. And now I can work with the smoothing and put in a little smoothing here, and that looks nice. Okay, but now you see we have everything displaced. This is not what we want. We want only a displacement where we have this shape here. Good. So we do this. We disable this two for the moment, and we make a copy of our volume measure, not a copy, an instance. So let's go. I selected my volume measure. Go to instance. Have now here my instance, and I want to make the instance smaller, so small that it touches the sphere. So that it's so. But you see, when I go here to the volume measure and hit T for scale, and I want to scale it down, nothing happens. This is because we have to change the mode here from model mode to object mode. And now when we go down, we get our sphere. And I go down, you see it. This is perfect. This is okay. And I hide the instance. We don't have to see it. And now in the displacer, when we go to the displacer, we can disable for the moment. We can disable the subdivision surface so it works a little quicker. And in the displacer, we go to the field and drag in our volume measure instance, which touches the sphere. We put it in as a point object, and immediately you see what happens. This is exactly what we want. Let's go to surface, make it maybe a little bigger, so. And to make it at the edge is a little smoother, we can go down here to the remapping, to contour mode, and get here to curve to have this nice thing. And now this should work because we have the same movement on the instance because it's an instance just smaller, and so it should give us the movement is the hole here, and we have to see the hole there. Here, this drag here. Here you see the hole. Here we have this hole. This is exactly, it does exactly what it should do. Because you can now make it looks really nice. This is just a coincidence with the structure, because with the seed of the particles you can play this one, But this is really a nice one. Maybe we could smooth it a little more. Oops, where is the smoothing object? Okay, now let's go to here and activate this, guys. We can make the displace field. Whoop, we can go here to the surface and make it maybe a little bigger. So, okay, save. That is exactly what I want. It looks really nice. So now the only thing we have to do is to texture this thing. Patrons, of course, can already download the project file with the textures and everything for Octane. If a patron needs physical a file for physical render, please let me know on Patreon in the comments, and I will upload one. But normally it's not really necessary, because when you download the Octane file, you have the pictures I use in the as a texture in the shaders, and you can simply make the shader with in physical render or Redshift or somewhere. Uh, Unfortunately, I cannot upload something for Redshift because I don't use Redshift and I don't want to buy it. So yeah, I tried it, but it's honestly, I do not really like it. But I know that it's great render and everything, okay. But I prefer Octane, so this is okay. Now we have this, and yeah, let's do this. First of all, I bring in my OCTANE rig, of course. I think everybody knows it now. Meanwhile, this is, you can buy this rig, and you will find every information in the description of this video. I don't need here any background or floor, so no shadow catcher. Background, we use background. Let's go to background, and I want here a little more space, so let's make that. Whoop. And I make the background almost black here, so 0. Okay. Normally I have a little more space, but I'm here on 2K now. I recorded 2K, but I'm not sure when I recorded 4K if everyone can see, but it could be too small. Let me know in the comments if it's okay when I record in 4K. For me, it would be easier because I have more space here to work with. And for little things, I could then Zoom do it or something else. So let me know what you think about. So we have this now, and in the HDRI, I want a different HDRI, not you see here, I have only a very simple studio HDRI, and let's make something different. I have other studios, but I don't want a studio now. And this works most of the time. And so save. Let's render this and let's see what we get. It does not render. No. Sorry. So now it should render. Yeah, now it renders. Okay, the lighting looks quite okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's make a camera as well. So camera, whoops. So now I can hide this guy here. I forgot the shortcut for the content browser here, or for the asset browser. Shift F2, can this be? No, this is the material manager. Here is the content browser. Okay, bye bye. Okay, so now I can go with this whole thing. Now we have a little more space here. Nice. So what? Yeah, camera. Now I bring the camera to the reset transform, so bring it to 0. And now I can only go back here and have it exactly in the middle. Nice. Give the camera a project tag and camera object tag because I want to use here in the image, I want to use AC tone mapping. So then I need my texture here. So I have to go back to this. And I have here my textures. Again, the textures you can all download on Patreon. This is from my packages. So I had a stone, and here I have this ice. It was genau. So in the inner sphere, on the inner sphere, not in the inner. Yeah, let's see how it looks. Should look quite nice. It has its. Yep. So let's see. Let's go with the HDRI here and let's see what's this. This is new. Okay. Let's disable for the moment the subdivision surface here and the smoothing. So that makes it a little faster here. Okay. Good. And now I bring in I make a glass material. So smaller here, and a glass material is quite easy here, so I make a new universal material. I'll go to the node editor here, so node editor, and here we go to transmission, specular, float up, and black. Whoops, and we have glass. Drag this on our volume builder, which should give us glass. Is it on the volume builder? Yes, it is on the volume builder. Oh no, the volume measure, we need it not on the builder. So that's it. We have now this nice glass, and I think I want this a little. I'm not sure if I want so, and just work here with the smoothing. Yeah, this I like more. So, and here in the glass, I normally put in a little dispersion. Here to go one, so just see we have a little, but I like this one a little more. And we even can give it a little film width. Let's see. Yeah, you see this violet thing. This is the film width. Okay, it may be a little scattering medium, so this is a little too much. Whoop, down here. Something like that. Yeah, that looks nice. And because I am on ACES here, you see with the normal tone mapping, this would be brighter, but with the ACES you can go a little stronger with the lightings. In my case, I go up with the intensity of my HDRI a little bit. So, okay. Now bring in the displacer, and the subdivision and smoothing. That needs a little bit because now we have more detail in here. And yeah, that's it. But in the original video, you see, you cannot loop the particles in the turbulence. So what I did to make a looping here is, you see, I blended it slowly in. I blended in the displacement and the glass structure. And of course I faded out as well with this. And we can do this. I showed you how. This is again the same in physical render. You go to your glass material, but in physical render you would use, instead of the opacity, you would use the alpha channel. So I go to the opacity and I want to work here with a noise. So nice and noisy. Here, let's make the go again. Go to world here now and see. 100. Let's bring in this guy here. Here I can again disable everything here for now, so that we get a quicker preview. And if I go with the contrast here in the noise now up, you will see we get some gaps here in between everywhere. And let's just make this a little bigger. Okay, yeah, that looks not bad. But the edges are too sharp for me, so let's go here to 90 or 85. The 90 is fine. And here we simply animate the brightness. When we go to 0, we see nothing. When we go up, it fades in. You see? And when we go all the way up, then we get the full shape here. So we can animate this. Okay. And I do the same with the displacement, the same keyframe. So I want to make, let's say, 200 frames here. This is an 8-second animation for me. And let's see, on frame 0. On frame 0, I make a keyframe on the brightness here, on -100. Go to my displacer, go, let's say, 0, make a keyframe. Then I go to frame 25. Go here all the way up to 100. And here, this was 38, let's say 40. Okay. 175, keyframe. Okay. And 200. Back to nowhere. So, 0. Boing. And we have an animation. Save, and if we play the good, now I have the displacer disabled, so we won't see any. But let's see that they fade in. You see that fades in, and of course the displacer works as well. So when we put the displacer on, fades in as well. Yep, that's it. This would be nice if you, let's say, I did not have the idea, but now I have the idea. It would be nice when we make something like an ocean surface or something else with big waves. It would look nice. And on the top with some foam. I have a tutorial where I show how you can make ocean with foam just with the shader. It's on YouTube. I'm not sure where, but you will find it when you just Ocean Sphere, I think it's called. But the only thing I don't really like here is this part here, the lighting. But you have this the final render. Of course, the project file for the final render is on Patreon, so you can download this. But let's see when I go to the rig here. See, we can rotate this a little bit. Or we simply take a different HDRI. That's, of course, This is for glass, normally quite nice. It's maybe I'm in the wrong lighting here. Yeah, I'm on direct lighting. We should go to past tracing. It looks different now. Do I have ACs on? Yeah. So let's go down with the brightness here. Boop. 1.5. We could give here the glass, maybe. Let's try it with a photon tracing. As you know, path tracing is. It was. I thought it would be too dark, so okay. 2. Okay, but with the glass, let's say maybe we put in here fake shadows. And common fake shadows makes no difference. This is maybe it is the dark background too, which does not really help us. No. It seemed it is the float. Could it be? No. Then it could be the scattering. Could go on to 8 or so. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Now it looks nice. Yes. So now I can go back to here. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay. So now we are done here. That's it. Nothing more to do. I hope you like this one. I really like it because it's simple, but when you have to have the idea that because the trick here is only the tracer with the spherifier and to make an instance and to control the displacement. This nothing more, and you get a really nice thing here. Okay, so the next tutorial will come on weekend, I hope, but I'm quite sure that I will find time. If you have any questions, requests, complaints, please let me know in the comments, and or on Facebook site, Facebook group, Patreon, wherever you want. I will find you. And yeah, not what to say. Thank you to all my followers here on YouTube, and a special thanks for my patrons. And I really, really appreciate your loyalty. And yeah, nothing more to say. If you want to know something, if you have questions, if you have, yeah, I told you already. Let me know. So I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. May sound a little strange when you woke up, but here it's now 5 p.m. That's okay. And all the best here from Austria, Vienna, and tschüss und baba.